was 445 pounds. My doctor had said that obviously I was morbidly obese, that something needed to change, and I'd done everything known to man to make those changes, and nothing was happening. And I came across, as far as some online hypnosis with Mike Mandel and things like that, and it got me digging into it. And I took a step, which I think is something that everybody has to do, is make a decision. I made a decision to get the surgery, and I dropped 105 pounds in the first year. Well, that wasn't good enough. We needed to take it a little bit further, because my liver was fatty and necrotic, and literally just from the surgery, we switched all that around to where I'm going to be healthy as a horse for a very long time. But I lost another 105 pounds, and now I'm sitting at 235, and I attribute it to that positive mindset, making the decisions, and also hypnosis itself, as far as finding out why something sticks. And it intrigued me, and I went and got certified, went through the coursework, and I wanted to feel it. Well, I started talking with some people as far as trainers, and I found comedy hypnosis because I love being on stage and making people laugh, but at the same time leaving them with a feeling of, if I can do this, anybody can do this, because I am not like a brilliant guy. I'm sitting here in Ohio in a little town covered with snow with two cats staring at me. And I mean, but at the same time, all of the sudden within the last year and a half, we've blown up to being certifiably the number one guy on the planet. And I know that anyone that's watching this can do the same thing by utilizing the same tools. But I will say this, you got to work. And if you're willing to put in the work, you're going to get the result. I mean, it's a law.
So let me ask you this, Elijah. So you got into the comedy hypnosis. So how did you start as far? Because you there's an old saying, it takes a long time to be an overnight success. So what did you start out by trying um, initially when you wanted to get out there and get your name out there? And
Well,
what were your wins and what were what were
there
your
were a
loss?
ton of losses at the very beginning because there's so many voices out there within hypnotherapy, within comedy hypnosis, with all the gurus that know everything, and they're gonna tell you you need to have a persona, you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you want to listen to them because they're supposedly the expert. Well, uh, I can remember some guy, and I'm not going to say a name. Oh, you need to send out postcards to high school so you can do high school shows. Pardon my French, my ass, that doesn't work. And so then I started finding platforms, Bark, The Bash, Gig Salad. Now, granted, this is for entertainers, but also for hypnotherapy and things like that. There's other venues and platforms that you can be on that, but you have to pay for leads.
Hmm.
And when you pay for leads, your day job is financing your dream job. And we did that. We did, as far as, oh, we've got a website now. Ooh, goody. You've got a website. Big damn deal. I mean, there's more to that, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But I thought that it was magically going to be like a mountain just flowing down. Here comes the avalanche of gigs. No, didn't happen. And I mean, I, I, I started digging around because I always liked, I wanted to be the number one guy. I believe that I've got a great show and that I bring something that other people don't. And I think in our niche, and if to all the people that are here, I think that if you're here, you want to be more than what you probably are. I do. You need to be around people that are like that. And Kev Webster, he's one of them. Richard Barker, another one. I mean, I can't see everybody here, but I'm sure there's a ton of you people that are just sitting there. Yeah, I want to be. You may even know that you're better than most. I'm keeping my cat out of the screen. Get away. Anyway, but occasionally Felix may sneak up here. Pardon
That's
me.
okay. We're used to that. It happens with all
Uh,
hypnotherapy sessions online.
He went to the vet this morning.
All
I
cats
almost had to
welcome.
go to the ER, but then myself, he didn't go in a cage. Well, sorry, I get distracted. It's like the shiny thing up there in the sky, whatever. But back to the point. I tried everything to boost this, and the shows came, but they were little shows, and I was always like wanting to take anything.
Mm.
Okay, now I don't take anything, but I will share it with others. I mean, and I mean, I'm so silly. I don't even ask for a percentage. It's just like, do me a favor. Here you go. I mean, because it, it's like stage time. I'll have someone come and join me on stage, and we'll shoot the angles where that stage hypnotist, comedy hypnotist, can actually make that and get video. Nobody gave me a time on stage with video. I want to help people. I think everyone, again, here wants to help people and take it from there. Try everything, but you've got to find the people that in actuality know what the hell they're doing, and listen to others. When they say that somebody's the god of marketing, and you get that two or three times, and you see their name all over the place, um, you might want to listen to that guy. And I did.
So here's a question for you, Elijah. You have built up your business now to be very, very successful, but there is another thing there that I am aware of, and that is that you actually have a full-time job as well.
Yes, I
So,
work for the United States Postal Service full time, 12 hours, 5 days a week. And
right.
then I mean, and therein was a situation too. Work 12 hours and then you're dead tired at the end of the day. And when you're doing code or anything online, you make mistakes and then you've got to go back and change it. So I started getting up. I get up at 1:30. Some of the folks out there know me. They know I'm up at 1:30 a.m. and then I go to work at 5:30 a.m., work till 5:30 at night. I come home, feed the damn cats and go to frickin' bed. And I get up and do it again the next day and the next day and the next day. The thing of it is, I love doing what I do,
Yes.
and
So it's not
that's
work.
why I do it.
So the fact that it isn't work to you.
No, what's really bizarre, the work is in doing the marketing, the number of hours that go into it, which have considerably gone down with some of the things we're going to discuss.
Mm.
If I was still doing this in the old fashion, I'd still be taking um like the PTA shows for $500 and having 13 people and making it more of a demonstration. We wouldn't be out there the way that we are without the tools and the people that I've come in contact with.
Right, so let's switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna share my screen and I'm just gonna do a quick search so people
Hmm.
can see exactly. I'm sure some of them have done this already while they've been listening to you, but I'm just gonna share my screen. I'm gonna do a quick search and then we're gonna just see what comes up when we do that. So can you see my screen there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to put the search in here. I'm just going to paste in there. Who is the most searched comedy hypnotist on the earth right now? Yeah, no, not a small request, is it? Do you know what I mean? So let's see what comes up there. So,
Oh,
okay,
goddamn.
so there we go. Who's this guy here? Elijah Edwards, the most searched comedy hypnotist worldwide. Your website address, your YouTube channel. You know, the two things that come in, other than the local, for me, the hypnotherapy director that has come up there, you are there, your pictures are there, and your YouTube channel is there as well. So, and I say, and that is just a straightforward search in Yahoo. I meant to have my Google open, but I actually in Yahoo. So that shows a result there. You know, when people are searching online and they see you coming up once or twice in the first sort of two or three, then you know that you're going to get the clicks. Not page 3, not page 4, not page 5, but on the first page in the top. And it may even be that, you might have an advert before you, but these are not adverts that Elijah has got here. These are genuine rankings. So I'm just going to stop my
Well,
share now.
here's another thing, Kev. Um, the, I used to think like, oh, Google Elijah Edwards comedy. Well, yeah, you're going to show up. Well, you just told them who you were. I don't want that to happen. I think anybody that's listening right now wants them to say, who's the number one guy in the UK? Okay, there you are.
Yeah.
You can do that. It's not
So
that hard.
tell me the tools, or tell all of us the tools that you've utilized, and what was the turning point. So tell us what the turning point was, because that's what we're
Turning
all interested in.
turning point was, I mean, we all have our friends within the business. And I was to the point where you see everyone talk and they want your money, but the I don't want to say they're nobody, but unless they're scaled worldwide, I really don't want to waste my time learning from someone that's not already sort of done it. Well, yeah, go back in the years, and when you start looking for the number one comedy hypnotist on the planet, and still think that he is, because certifiably he is, and that was Richard Barker. Richard Barker comes up in almost any search when it comes to hypnotherapy, with shows, with marketing, training, anything like that. And I'm like, I want to learn from that guy. Well, I'm like, this is going to cost me a leg, an arm. And I started asking, well, is he really that way? Because we all have seen the video of the Today Show. I mean, marketing genius, great deal. I mean, Al Roker, I mean, timeless. He's still making tons of money off that one thing more than a decade ago, I'm sure. The thing of it was, then I called Kevin Lapine in um, Las Vegas. If you could learn from anyone, what do you think of Richard Barker? And he's like, Richard Barker is the god of marketing when it comes to our genre. If you can get with him, he can send you into the stratosphere. That's coming from a guy that had no reason to tell me the right path, to even relay the right information, and he said he was a god. I made a phone call. I asked as far as to set up a meeting with him, and right out of the box, we hated the same people. I mean, we like the same people. In fact, sometimes it even seems like you put two lions in a cage and there's me and Richard. The thing of it is we both love what we do. And here's the deal. If Richard says something, by God, I freaking listen because there's a reason he is where he is, and he's developed the tools that have literally I've listened to and taken to heart, and that was the change. Meeting Richard Barker, and then we get into the tools.
So did you do some training with Richard then? You actually did
Yes,
some training.
we did a marketing workshop together. I also went to the situation that we had in Virginia where he did this giant fair, and we did street hypnosis. We did um, as far as mini segues on shows. We got to literally watch Richard and his stagecraft time and time and time again. And I absolutely know that it made me into a better comedy and stagecraft person because of it. And not just that, but also we got to see him with his training. Absolutely top of the line. It's not taught in a from I'm Jesus and you must listen. No, because I make the joke all the time that he's God and I'm hypno-Jesus. But the bottom line is he knows what he's talking to about. He's very humble, and he will put you first. He doesn't have any reason to come to me and say, you need to get with Kev Webster. And tell the people what you've done. There's people out there with egos that would say, hell no, we don't, I'm not helping somebody gain that notoriety. I mean, I almost want to set him up for the future for a percentage of anything that I would ever make because without Richard and the programs with Follow Up Spark and the training, I wouldn't be where I am.
Well, Richard,
Absolutely.
Richard, has Elijah missed anything out there?
And we told him just to be honest. But what I will just quickly, I just wrote a couple of notes down because that we're talking about, and again, that those that are listening, you're on a journey, and hopefully you want to get more clients, a little bit more notoriety, scale your business. And so when Elijah was saying that he's doing all this social, SEO and social media and tweaking the website with chasing keywords, which we're going to talk about, which is anybody here can do it. It's just you just got to put a little bit of work in, but anybody can do it. But when he was saying all this, he started to pick because I used to always show up. Well, I think I still do, but if you type in comedy hypnotist in the USA and all these different cities, I always come up on page one. And comedy hypnotist UK, I come up on page one, but I sort of fluctuate, sometimes page one, page two, but invariably I'm on page one, UK, USA, comedy hypnotist, because that's my main search term. And then this bugger started showing up and actually started to overtake me, which is good if you're training someone and then they overtake you. That's kind of like a compliment, really. But here's the defining moment was he sent me a Facebook message, I don't know, a few weeks ago. He had a gig that he couldn't do in Tampa, and any one of us in this room can do this gig because it's just there was a family of 12 people that just wanted someone to have dinner with them and talk about hypnosis and how it works and the power of the mind and suggestion and what hypnosis can be used for, and a couple of like practical demonstrations, so suggestibility tests which anybody can do. And it was in Tampa, and he said it, and I was like, yeah, I might be able to do that. And then he said, "There's $3,000 on it. It's $3,000." I said, "What, for 12 people?" And I think it was on a Sunday even, or something like that, and it was only for an hour. So I made $3,000 to have dinner at somebody's house to talk about hypnosis. And of course, I asked the client, how did you come across this opportunity to have me at your house, kind of thing, and I don't think I would have charged $2,900 if they would have asked me. It would have been a lot less. So, I'm kind of shocked that this was the amount. And the answer was by the person that hired, well, we wanted the number one hypnotist on the internet to be in our house. And because he was unavailable, we got you. I was like, wow, but then we
Whatever.
Googled you and we saw that you're number two. And I was like, that little bastard. But it just goes to show you that by doing these simple things and that everybody can do it, because now I'm doing it, it kind of woke me up to the idea that we're not doing it because we love marketing, and we're not doing it because we're trying to like dominate, although Elijah has, we're not trying to take over the world. But if you can get a couple of these clients that are paying $2,000, $3,000, or £1,500 or something like that, and you can do that a couple of times a month, your business is just all of a sudden doubled. And it's only because of people searching on the internet and finding Elijah. That's what it is. That's what's getting the most business, which is why, Bark.com and the other kind of listing sites do well. It's only because they've got a million pages, all with hypnotherapy keyworded into it. And every time someone signs up and has to pay their money on these directories, it's only helping the directory
Yeah.
actually rank even higher on the internet. So you
Yep.
might as well learn how to do it yourself, because then if you can, you don't have to rely on directories and you are going to get more clients. And the good news is for people listening to this, you guys, you might only need to focus on Winchester. You might only need to focus on an area of Cornwall, or, your area. Whereas Elijah went like all over the world. You don't have to. you can just dominate Yorkshire, Lancashire, whatever your
Yep.
area is. So he went big and scaled, which he's going to show you. But you could actually, if you're doing online sessions or in-person sessions, just start scaling your area out first. And then maybe you want your online clients to be all over the world and then do what he's just done. And you're just going to get more online clients. It's just the way it's going to happen. So that's what I wanted to say is that what made me want to get Elijah in touch with Kev is because Kev has the best learning group, I believe, on the internet for hypnotherapists and coaches and things. And if you take just a little bit of what Elijah says and what he's going to show you, you're just going to increase your business if that's what you want. And then actually in the long run, it saves you money because SEO is free. You do that
Yes,
little
it
bit of
is.
work, but then you're not paying for advertising anymore because you don't need to, because you keep ranking on the search engines if you just do this work. And even most of the work that he did was free anyway. You just have to use a bit of your time. But I will just close by saying if you learn a little bit about what he did, you don't have to do it yourself. You could actually outsource it. You just got to know what to tell someone else to do, and that's what Elijah is cracked a massive. But yeah, you're booking like all kinds of $3,000 gigs every week, which is more than anyone else that
Yeah,
I
we
know of.
don't take anything under
No,
2,900.
you're crushing it, and that's why this is put together. So I'm going to shut up and you're going to get on with it. And
Whatever.
that's basically why we are where we are with the three of us kind of talking about this to make this a presentation. So, yeah, very proud of you, man.
No,
Absolutely.
I couldn't have done it without you. Absolutely.
Thanks, Richard. That gives a really good sort of overall picture of what this is all about. Now, for a session like this of an hour, we're not going to have time to be doing loads of screen sharing and going through the exact mechanics of it all. But as I say, I will be putting together a broadsheet that will outline things. But Elijah, I understand that you utilized AI. Would that be a
Yes.
good place to start with the journey? Would that be a good place? I mean,
It would be a good place, but there was one tool that I found that gave me an edge over everyone else.
okay,
Combine Chat GPT and AI, it doesn't matter. Choose your weapon. I like
yeah,
Chat GPT. But before I got Chat GPT, I was with Richard with his follow-up Spark program.
yeah,
That program, that CRM, I don't even know if that's the right name for it, but it gives you the ability to make not just one website, 520 websites, landing pages. They all feed back in. I have my own setup as far as where if you go to Singapore, you've got Singapore Hub, which has all six of my genres. Then you have Singapore Conference, Singapore Corporate, Singapore. You get the idea.
hmm,
Maybe if
Casino.
there's time real quick at the end, you can just share how you're just duplicating pages so that Google can
Yep.
search them. Because some of the people on this call I know, you could choose like 12 of your local cities or towns or
Yes.
and just
Yes.
one page and clone them all. And
Yes.
and then if you show the Google search console where they need to just put the code, so that Google can search the
Yep.
area of wherever it is in the UK, then that's really, if you
Yep.
can see it, then you can remember it kind of thing.
Yep. The key with Chat GPT, now that we talked about Spark, you have to put in the correct prompt. I wanted to scale. Anyone that is here could say, I want to scale in Cornwall. I don't even know where that is, but it sounded cool. Um, uh, I want to scale number one in Cornwall, utilizing ChatGPT, as a 22 number one marketing guru for internet marketing and hypnotherapy marketing. What would my strategy be for marketing in Cornwall and all surrounding towns within 60 kilometers? Ding, it'll give it to you. It'll tell you every city. It'll tell you as far as it goes. And basically, I would open up my little genre in every city, and you're going to be able to scale for free in Google because you have a presence near me. You're going to be able to put in keywords into your schema near me. You're going to have, I mean, keywords are almost like the 50s with the duck haircut and the grease in the hair. It's almost out. Now it's authority. You got to come across as knowing what you're talking about and being able to literally say you have something that Google recognizes as being unique and special, which they're going to scale you ahead of the guy that just clones his websites. Another thing, ChatGPT, the prompt would be ensure that every website is Google friendly and scalable. Because if you just clone websites, which a lot of these gurus will tell you to do, you're going to get flagged by Google, you're going to get shut down by Google, or you just won't scale and you'll think, well, why did I just pay him $5,000 for this? And I mean, I get emails all the time from, oh, we've looked at your website and you can do so much better. Guess what? I send them back exactly this. Maybe you didn't look at my website, and yes, I would love to consult with you for around 10 grand as far as for the first half hour. That's the bottom line. You guys can do this in your own backyard if you don't want to go any farther than your own backyard. And the thing of it is why not be the biggest guy that only has to walk outside your door and make $1,000
I
and
think
walk
that's
down
the
the
trick
street?
in it. That's the thing right there is that you've managed to do it all over the world, and
Yes,
you show up as the number one hypnotist in Hong Kong because I've done that search using a VPN. I mean, you show up number one pretty much all over the place. But for hypnotherapists and or people that are predominantly working online, you could actually just you don't have to scale like that if you only have 8 hours in the because you are going to get a lot of clients because I know you get a lot of clients. um so these guys, I would imagine the way to go is you could really teach them, go into the city or even like 50-mile radius or whatever
yes,
the parameter is. But if you're doing online hypnotherapy sessions, you could actually crush it also by a certain niche, like like tinnitus or something like
bingo.
that, because your strategy is this works the same way, doesn't it? It's not
Yes,
always
yes. I have
geographically
conference
specific.
shows,
Yeah.
corporate shows, casino shows, college shows. Yours could be smoking cessation. It could be anxiety. It could be coaching. It could be the different things. But each one of those, you've got a hub for Cornwall, Cornwall coaching, Cornwall as far as smoking cessation, Cornwall, bing, 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 bing. Google sees you having five, six sites in Cornwall, and we're talking one city, and Joe Blow in Cornwall is sitting down there, yeah, I'm the number one guy. Nah, not anymore. Guess what? You are, because you have identified yourself as an expert to Google, not even by saying you're an expert, but by having the web presence of smoking cessation, a separate website for this, a separate website for that. And they look at you as the hand, not the finger. And
Just to clarify for everyone there, because for a lot of people, having one website is enough stress as it is, and like you're talking about, multiple websites. You're not talking about multiple websites. Essentially, you're talking about pages,
yes, landing pages
landing
where
pages.
you're going ElijahEdwards.com/Toledo dash comedy dash hypnotist.
Yeah, and
And
that
then I would have everything else as far as that would be down from that. But it's the easiest putting a slash in there
yes.
and cloning some of the landing page, but then asking ChatGPT, give me the H1, the header one, the H2 that's going to key your local area because you're going to be venue specific. Richard said, how the hell do you know all these venues? I don't. ChatGPT does. and it'll tell you. I don't say I performed at the Louvre. No, but I'm perfect to perform there. Well, that to the guy that's in Paris that's like, "Oh, dude, he performed at the Louvre." No, he didn't. He's perfect for it.
But you're going to show up on the search. If someone
No.
searches hypnotist near the Louvre, you would show up.
Yes.
That's the trick. So yeah,
Hmm.
if you only have one domain and your domain is yourname.co.uk or something like that, you don't actually have to buy anything else. And if you have your hosting already, you don't actually have to buy any extra hosting either. So
Yep.
like Elijah says, everything's sitting on one domain. It's just that the page name is called something different. And just to recap, because I just want to make sure this is clear. If you're in Kent, you would have elijahedwards.co.uk/Kent dash smoking cessation. And then another page would be Kent dash Rochester, which is in Kent, dash, like that. That's kind of what he's doing. So
Hmm.
if you look at Kent and that's your county and there's 20 towns or villages or, cities there, each one would be a page, but it's within the same domain. So actually the work is easy. It's just if you can copy and paste almost,
Yes.
then you can
Believe
clone.
me, I am not a brainchild. Richard knows this code in and out. I mean, even today I was doing code for my homepage to realign the nav bar. I don't know code, but ChatGPT does. And when you run it through one, you have it checked through another, and by God, it comes out right. I'm not brilliant, but ChatGPT can gather that knowledge, and then I don't have to come to that guy, Richard Barker, and say, "Hey, can you help me with this?" No, go find the answer. It's out there, and it is, and it's usually in one of the AI systems. And in order to, here's another one. You want to begin to scale, not just on Google. You want to be able to scale in AI. You want to be on DuckDuckGo. You want to be on Google. You want to be on all of those, which you will get to because of the near me's and things like that with the landing pages. But in order to scale with the Chat GPTs, if you put me into Chat GPT, the same type of search, I'm going to come up there. Well, that's the wave of the ocean. Who's the best hypnotherapist in Kent? Ding! You better show up in Chat GPT. And the way to do that is start searching for yourself in Chat GPT. And I can even show you how to do that. If you wanted to go to like that link tree, Kev, and show them my link tree.
Okay, so how do I get into the link tree again,
It's
Elijah? Let me
yeah,
just share.
link
Let me share the screen.
linktr dot ee
All right.
slash
So let's have a look.
Elijah Edwards comedy.
Slash
I can't. There's a dot between the R and the EE.
a dot between the R and the EE.
Yeah,
Link
it's
dot tree.
linktr dot ee
Ah, right.
slash
Okay.
Elijah Edwards comedy.
Okay. Let me put the dot in there, and then
Yep, Elijah Edwards
Elijah.
comedy.
Okay.
Every one of you need one of these,
So let's see what's this
in
doing.
my opinion.
Okay, so here we are. We're
Yep, there it is.
in your Elijah Edwards,
Okay.
and this is free, is it, Elijah?
This cost me $90 a year.
Okay.
A year. Now, as you scale down, you can see all of my top five. Everything there is set up by ChatGPT in the order that Google finds handsome and lovely. You can go look at one of my, as far as you can leave me a review. So when I walk out of a show, I hand my phone to somebody and I'll say, "Hey, can you go to my Linktree, scan this QR code and leave me a review?" Instantly they go there. Now look down lower. It says search AI discovery.
Yep.
Notice every one. Microsoft Bing. We've got Bing and Copilot are two different things. Chat GPT. If you click on any one of those, you're going to show, I'll show up. You could click on anything like that.
There we go.
You're going to come up.
Yeah.
So the thing is, every time someone clicks on that, you score higher.
Every
I
single
mean,
one of them. Yeah.
IMDb for entertainers. I've been working to get my IMDb site up and running because it's such a big thing. The thing of it is as you go down, you got Grok, Claude, Yandex. That's a search engine in overseas as as far as it goes. Never been over there,
Two
but
two quick
I
questions for you,
sure.
because I'm just looking at the chat. What's the difference between the paid version of Linktree and the free version?
I don't know. I think you would be able to. I would have to actually look. I've had it for over a year, but I didn't know I could utilize it in this manner, in such a large manner. This is really nice because you can give a client a QR code and they can have everything that you do at their fingertips as a tool. I mean, the booking page is there, the links are there, watch all the social proof, everything is there. Anything that you could do could be on your link tree, and you could, I mean, it's a website, but it's also like a portable freaking information, just like LinkedIn. If they want to know who you are, everything's right there.
This is specifically, well, this works really well on a mobile phone, and
Yes,
that's what sets you to the top of phone searches. And obviously, I think
yes,
it's like a 70% of all searches or higher are done on mobile phones.
yep,
Um, in the comments, I think this is probably true. Free version, you're probably limited by how many links you can use, and maybe they've
probably.
got some sort of advertising on it. And the paid version perhaps is like unlimited links. And then
Yep.
probably, see, the good thing about something like this is that Linktree is actually indexing it into Google
Yes.
so that you don't
Yes.
have to.
You're
So,
indexing everything. I'm glad you brought that up because indexing is so important. When
yeah,
you're doing those websites like kevwebster.com/Kent dash smoking cessation and all your other websites that are there, you're creating what Google calls an index of websites and a web. You want to list those as far as on your website as index sites because that's going to give you the ability for Google to look at your master website and say, oh, they also have a page here.
yeah.
That gives you higher authority over the guy that thinks he's going to beat you
And
because he has his wonderful website in Kent.
just
Now,
on this quick point as well, if somebody else is doing your website and you're watching this thinking that you're never going to be able to do this big link tree, um, for question one, and you can answer it in a minute, Elijah. I don't know if you have a template for this or a list of sort of things to put on this that maybe you can share with the group would be the first thing. Uh, and then the second thing, if you someone else is doing your website for you and all this, maybe there's a way that you can ask them simply to create you a link tree, and then we know which ones like Grok, Claude, Chat GPT, because you're absolutely right. All of the search engine search results now are AI generated. Everybody's moved over to that. Google Gemini has. So when you do a Google search, you're actually using a large language model nowadays that they've kind of moved away from traditional search, and you actually have to set it back to traditional search. Otherwise, sometimes it'll just default to AI search. So of course, if you're dominating the language models using Linktree, then that's the way to always appear number one as well.
yeah, I'm
Um,
looking
and,
something up real
and if
quick.
that's a little bit sort of gobbledygook, then if somebody is doing your website for you, they will know what to do to get a sitemap, and it's an XML sitemap
Yep,
that your website should have, which tells Google all the pages on your website with a like it's just imagine it's a map with all your pages on it, so that Google knows on your sitemap that's generated where to go and look. And it's
right.
something
It's
simple
called
that
the
you can
Google
do.
Search Console.
Yeah.
And that should be literally locked onto the top of your bar because you can enter your sitemap thing. You can tell if your own website's been indexed, which it damn well better be. Otherwise, it's not being seen. It'll tell you as far as if you run it through Google, you'll be able to tell how many impressions that you're getting, how many times someone's clicking on the click-through rate. You're going to be able to see all of that, and all of that is necessary to see if what you're doing is working or not. And if it's not working, then do something else. And I would add this too, Richard, and I mean, this may sound a little bit like I'm trying to kiss you on the neck, but Follow Up Spark is one of those programs that I don't have a internet guy because the internet guys only want your money, in my opinion, and this is strictly my opinion, nobody else's. They want to take your money for a website. They may want to charge you for landing pages because it's another website. You can do this with ChatGPT on Follow Up Spark for 197 a month, and I know Richard's not promoting that, but I am. I couldn't do it without Follow Up Spark. With that, you can have unlimited landing pages. You can have unlimited websites. That's unheard of. You're going to have as far as support. Not only that, but for that monthly fee, you can speak to Richard for an hour if every week if you wanted to. But we're not really selling Richard. I'm saying this is a tool that you guys can use. And you don't need to have a web guru. You just need your domain yanked out of somebody else's, come up with your dream style, which you can plug right into ChatGPT, put it into the Spark code generator, or even on Follow Up Spark. They've got the new system, which I'd like Richard to tell more about because I'm a maven, not even I don't know, I'm a noob when it comes to this. But you can literally tell the AI system within the web generator to develop you as far as show you a website, and it'll build it for them right then and there in seconds. You can ask it to make a tweak. It will. I like us pretty. What would AI say as far as it would be the most attractive to not just Google SEO, but to clients as far as for a color scheme, psychologically. ChatGPT will instantly, or AI will instantly switch that over so that it's the most attractive. So maybe it's time for Richard to say a little bit about Follow Up Spark because it is a tool that I would be dead in the water without. Or I'd be paying tens of thousands of dollars to guys saying, "Oh, I got you your landing page. I only charge you $600."
I think the thing to sort of establish is if we just go right back to the beginning, you are dominating the internet. There's no doubt about it. You're dominating the internet. You're coming up on searches. I'm sitting here in London, and you're searchable. You're even above me on my search, and I'm sort of making heavy attempts to sort of number one hypnotist in London, and you're above me. So I mean, you're doing these things that I think is useful for this group. Obviously, you're using a couple of tools. You've had some training. Um, for you, but you know, is Kev? I mean, you've got a list of questions, right? But you know where I'm trying to get to. I want to any actionable steps kind of thing that people can go away with after this call, and then also at the end, if you can share your screen, Elijah, just so that people can see what it looks like to have all these pages. I think that's the thing, you know, a visual representation of
You guys
you
talk
haven't
for a
just got
minute
a
and I'll
home
figure out
page.
how I do that because
Yeah, we can do that in a minute, but it's I guess if you can show people like you don't just have a home page, you have a home page and then everything in Kent, everything in Cornwall, everything in Yorkshire like that, and then within that all your sub things, but it's
yep.
not a nightmare, is it? Because you're just copying, you're
No,
just cloning.
it's simple. It's super
Yeah.
simple.
So with that in mind, anybody here can do that. Kev, I know you know you heavily develop, you know, WordPress and that, and you also use Follow Up Spark, but it is just a copy and paste kind of clicking sort of thing that is new, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
It's a new way. And the thing is, if someone can't find you, they can't hire you. If they can't book you, or they can't find you online, then they're obviously not gonna be a client of yours. So I think this becomes a priority. If you want to be found, then you're going to get clients. And I think that's the name of the game with the business club, and that it's all about what tools and resources can you use to get more clients, but make it manageable. Obviously you've been at this, Elijah, for what? How many months have you
Uh,
been
we've
doing
been
this?
using this for just in this manner just under 7 months.
See, that's not long to like dominate all the search terms, is it? Because they
No.
used to say SEO was the long game, and it's really not anymore because the chat GPTs of the world have made it the short game now. So it's a lot faster than it used to be to get immediate results. But SEO people, search engine people used to tell you it's going to take years to rank on page one. This is not the case anymore because you're doing it. You're ranking number one all over the place, not only on Google, but Bing, Yahoo, and all the others. So, Kev, do you want to steer it to some actionables maybe? Or,
Yeah, I mean, to say that it is a level playing field.
yeah, yeah,
That is the big thing here. Otherwise, we wouldn't have brought this to you because it's kind of like it's too much to take in. But it is a level playing field. The use of I mean, it's revolutionized my business in the last year or so. The use of AI and the use of tools out there that are affordable to build your business on, and it's stuff that you can do yourself. I mean, the wonderful thing about Follow Up Spark is it's got a whole series of training videos in there to take you
Yes.
through step by step. And that's the other thing. You don't
Hey,
need to get somebody to
I
teach you
don't
to
want to
do it.
interrupt, but I do. It would, since I'm not familiar with actually doing this as far as sharing, Richard, you have access to my follow-up Spark. You can go ahead and share anything that I've got in there. You can share and show, give
yeah.
as my example,
Maybe if we've
however
got
you'd
time, we'll
like to
do
do
it. We'll
them.
do it at the end. And
At the very end. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I just figured it'd be
yeah,
easier
yeah,
for you to
yeah,
do that. I'm not
100%.
trying to dump on you.
And I just wanted to say too, if you've got a WordPress website, you can bring that in as well.
Yep.
So you don't, if you've got a WordPress and you love WordPress, because my original old site that ranks really well on Google is WordPress, and I just brought that in. It's because I wanted to have all the SEO sort of benefits, but I didn't want to lose my old websites. That's kind of what I did. Um, what other things are we gonna? Have we got time for questions, Kev? Because we're right
Yeah,
on about.
yeah, we've got some time for questions. What I was going to say is that if you wanted to do a deep dive on all of this, then come along to London on
Yeah,
the 28th of February and the 1st of March next year. I think there's one or two places left because Elijah's going to be there. We're going to be putting all of this up on the screen. You're going to have your laptops. It's going to be an intimate group. I think 10 people. That's going to be about it. And it's a great way of learning. Intensive learning. In real time instead of going away and testing stuff out and getting stuck. Because if you get stuck, you can ask questions there and then. So, Richard, if you just want to put the link to that into the chat, just to put that there, just in case anyone's thinking, oh my God, I wouldn't know even where to start. I could do with being shown hands-on how to do it. Well, there's the opportunity. But I think there's like either one or two places left on that, and there's a early bird offer 347 instead of 497. So there's quite a bit to save, but it changes tonight at midnight. So good timing on today's session. I think what we'll do is we'll open it up for anyone's questions while Richard prepares just sharing the screen. I know it's a lot to take in. I understand it's a lot to take. I'm not a technical guy. I don't like technology personally, but I have to use as much as I have to use in order to have a level of independence. So please don't feel that there's any silly questions, because there aren't. Because if you think it's a silly question, I'll guarantee that somebody else is dying to ask that question, but is too embarrassed to ask it. So you're doing them a favour. So, ask away if you've got any questions about this, and we'll try and answer them as best as we can. And just so unmute yourself, stick your hand up, do whatever you want, but just ask away. Hi,
Um,
Tess.
I just tried that with ChatGPT and it tells me it can't read external website links. So do you have to pay for because I'm on the free ChatGPT service?
That might well be the case if you're on the free service.
Right.
Yeah, that might well
Anyway,
be the
For
I
case.
wanted to say
I
this.
only utilize the $20 a month most of the time, unless I have a massive amount of work to do. Then
And
I'll pay the $200 a month for 30 days of having the pro system. But the $20 a month, I get, I mean, I almost, I promise the next time that I do this, I'll be able to share my screen. Treat ChatGPT like if you did a psychological profile of it towards me, it will come back and tell you it treats me like a tool. I am not his friend. He is a driving son of SOB. If you could read the chats, it's like, come on, I can even tell. I can't read code, but I can tell when code's messed up when I've already seen it and I'll call it out. That doesn't look like it's 4 columns. It should be 4 columns. Oh, that's on me, Elijah. Yeah, well, you need to get your shit straight. I mean, and it will. And if you aren't utilizing anything with ChatGPT, you're sort of behind because there's going to be somebody that is.
Mm.
And you got to, even if it is the free version, maximize it to the very maximum that you can get out of it. And there's no stupid questions to ask it. But the prompt, you may even do that. Ask it to develop a prompt. If you were me and wanted to get this, what prompt would I enter into another chat to make that my marketing chat for my niche?
brilliant,
And it'll give it to you just like that.
brilliant.
Brilliant. I made so many notes. Thank you so much. Yeah, I pay for Claude AI. They work a little bit different. So, but yeah, thank you
Yes.
so much. It's
Oh,
brilliant.
Claude will do the same thing. I was introduced to Claude yesterday. So,
Anyone else got any questions coming up? I say just unmute yourself and fire away. If there's any terminology that would be used that's been used that you're not quite understanding, then and let's say I'm going to send out to everybody that
yeah.
shared their emails. I will be sending out a broadsheet with links.
Breadcrumb, schema. There's a big one. Where do you put it? You put it in your head block as far as the hidden things that Google wants to see. You can ask ChatGPT that question or Claude or anything and say, what does Google look for and where would I put it on my website? Bam, even if you only did that for your homepage and put all of the most updated schema for organization, identity, person, business, bang, 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 bang. Those are all invisible. And I would be willing to bet 90% of your competition doesn't have it in their head block. And therefore, they're going to rank lower than you if you've got it in yours. And it's as easy as copy, paste, publish.
I guess it's knowing what questions to ask it, and that is the
Yes.
type. And those are the things where I say there'll be some little golden nuggets in this, so that you can ask the right questions and what you need to do. I applied what we talked about the other day, Elijah, about putting the code in there. My son
Yeah.
applied it to my website, and I got a booking straight away.
And I
That
and I can actually I can share the screen and
brilliant.
show you exactly the header code so that you can sort of follow along because I do it to all my pages now. I do it to individual pages
Yep.
so that each page ranks rather than just submitting a website or just submitting a funnel. It's best to actually put it on every single page and then each page ranks independently.
Yes,
And I
sir.
think that's the secret to being on number one more than once. I think that's the secret to being there multiple times. And you
Oh
know it
no.
is. So one way is obviously Google Business Profile. You want to be on Google Maps. That's just for your local area, but you will show up. Then you want to have your code on each particular page because then you can show up more than once. And then you could run an ad on Google Ads, and they're not expensive and just
One
appear in your
second. I
search
can
term.
do
They're
that for you
cheap.
for free.
So then you're on the sponsored search, you're on the maps, Now you're on, and then your website's showing up, and then you keyword a couple of videos that you've actually uploaded, and then obviously your social media, and then the link tree, and then of course
I
you've
got one that's free.
what's that?
Free. From your Google business page. Develop that. I have
Yeah.
my grandson posting to Google Business 640 times per week. Multiply that through Spark, through the what's that called, Richard? The media
Social planner. It's
yeah, the
automated. Yeah, you
planner.
automate
I
it.
get 2,400 posts per week across LinkedIn, um, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. And I post one Google business post, which is optimized through ChatGPT with indexed websites, with hashtags, with every little juicy bit of SEO. And guess what? I don't pay a damn dime for it. And I put it into one thing we'll say Las Vegas comedy, Las Vegas dash comedy or casino dash comedy hypnotist. Bam, that'll go out. Well, it also goes out to the other 7 sites because when I go and put in a Google business post for with that website list, my blog is in there. Google loves that shit because guess what? You've got your authority in your blog post being the number one guy and why or whatever you do, then there you go. That's free. And all you're doing is you're posting to Google Business. And you could do that even if you only did that 10 times during the week. You're multiplying it just this one little thing. It's free.
I'll
Go to
I'll
your
say
Google
I'll say
Business.
this, even if you only do it once a week,
Yes.
you're doing more than other people just
No
once a
shit.
week.
Yeah, I was hoping that you weren't mentioning the 2,400 times a week. Everyone
Oh, I
goes,
can get, but you
oh,
get away with it because ChatGPT tells you, how can I generate this many posts without getting flagged? And it'll tell you, you have to vary each post, ding, ding, ding. Every one of my 640 posts have different jargon, different SEO, different websites, with the exception of the blog and the hashtags.
So think about it this way, and I'm reading the messages of, just I just need step instructions and things like this. This is just an overview, just to let you know what's even possible. And anybody that ever told you you can't rank on Google without paying a ton of money is now wrong because, I mean, I used to pay in SEO thousands, to mess around with my Google search presence and all this stuff. I used to spend a lot of money on this stuff and outsource it to India and then realize it was better to do it from the same country and actually have people that are more responsive than Pakistan and things like this. So I kind of tried all those different things, and what you've done is you've cracked this in 7 months, which is unbelievable. But like with your posts, hopefully you've all got a Google business profile. If you don't, it's free and you create it on Google, and you make sure your address is in there and things like this. You don't have to have a physical office. They just need to verify you that you are who you say you are. You can now do that through photo ID, just sort of like by looking at your webcam and that. But that's such a massive advantage to get the ball rolling. And as
Yep.
Elijah said, I mean, he's doing 600 and something posts a week. So obviously you're going to dominate Google, but you don't have to start that way. You can just go on ChatGPT and say, give me 50 varied posts about hypnotherapy in Winchester, that is specific to, and then insert the actual thing. Maybe it's anxiety or something like that. So you can start that way, and then just since that one worked, then just swap out the title to another one, and then that's going to be okay. So yeah, this is just an overview because obviously it even sounds overwhelming to me, and I know what I'm doing. But as an overview, just think about this. It only took him 7 months, and when he first started, he didn't know what he was doing, is fair to say, and kind of learnt the system through ChatGPT. And then I'll share my screen now, just in case people have to pop off the call, just so that I can show you, what it actually all looks like. So hopefully you can see my screen.
Yep.
Yep. And you're going to see an area here. Website, there's only three. One is about home repair, one is the comedy hypnotist that only has one page. So I guess that's your home page,
Yep,
Elijah.
that's the home page.
And this one, I don't know what that is, but I guess that's just another, you know,
Yep, it was
something.
just a quick funnel. The main
Okay.
page, though, you could show them the schema if you wanted in my header,
Is it in
right
your
there.
settings?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is
Now
the
look
schema
and
code
see
here.
that head tracking code?
Yeah.
That's the secret sauce to my main page.
That's what's getting you
ChatGPT
ranked.
generated that. Believe me, I'm not a genius.
Yeah. The thing I'm gonna move to, so it's one home page, so you don't have
Hmm.
to have a ton of different websites. But then when
Yep.
you go over to funnels, he's got 39 plus pages of funnels.
No, 39 times 10.
Oh,
Sorry.
how many you got? Oh, that's right, because it's 10 per page. Is that 39 pages of 10 per page? So if
Yep.
we just like pick num page 34 just randomly, then obviously you've got Arizona going on, Scottsdale, I'm assuming. And
San
then
Juan. I haven't been
Seattle.
there yet, but we'll get there.
And then Puerto Rico. So if I just go to, obviously you got your European ones, actually you got Bangkok and
Yep.
Barcelona.
Just like
So
that core five. The core
this one,
five Bangkok or whatever core five, it doesn't matter.
okay, so let's just tap into that. And then you can see that this is the only page.
Yep.
And then if you click on
Edit.
preview, I can view it just to see what it
Yep.
quickly looks like. And it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it doesn't need to be. And you got this pop-up that is asking you to interact with it. So it's asking, obviously, it's going to create a lead. It wants my number and email address, which
Yep.
is awesome. And then from here, you have got a ton of things about Bangkok, which I'm assuming ChatGPT wrote.
Yeah, yes, because I sure as hell don't know anything about Bangkok, except that it sounds sort of messed up.
But you got all these things in here, which is obviously going to be searchable by Google and all this as well. These are all different pages, are they?
Yes, those are all the individual landing pages for Bangkok.
Got all the
That's
reviews
that
showing.
rank. The back up 1 second, Richard.
Yep.
Right there, that Google review thing that you told me about.
Yep. The widget.
That snippet, it ranks huge
Yes.
having that on your website for Google.
The reason it
That'll give you an
ranks,
advantage on SEO right out of the box. I
the
didn't
reason
know
it
that.
ranks is because they're all Google reviews
Yeah, of course.
and they're actually being pulled. So what's cool about this is the Google reviews being displayed are from Google, and because of that, they're ranking because they're Google reviews and they link back. If you click on that, straight to Google, and it's pre-filled to leave another review. So again, there's your Google Maps, and there's all your domination going on. Look, you've got London comedy hypnotist right there.
Sorry.
Yeah, you need to give that back. But you're all over. Basically, just that one demo there should be enough to realize just how crazy this is. And then if I was to click on any one of these, like let's just say, I don't know, corporate, up pops another funnel page, which looks very similar to the last one because it
Yep.
is.
Now
And
look
it's,
at the very top. That video, that
yep,
Elijah Edwards video, is by YouTube. That
yeah,
is going to be. I haven't done it yet, but that's going to be tied to a video page. That's going to rank higher on Google as well.
hmm.
Watch. I'm realigning all of these so that everything is Google absolutely friendly, and so that it magnifies everything as far as authority wise. And I couldn't do it. And right there in front of what Richard's on, right there. That's why I am where I am.
So
I'm
looking
all over.
at, let's just say Cape Town. And I mean, if you're a hypnotherapist, this could be an online client.
Yes,
Um, in the background, I'm just going to show the editor real quick. Do you have tracking code on each page?
I don't think I've
No.
bothered with that.
Because here, and I know you don't need it, but I paste code on every header inside the page just so that it gives me extra Google sort of attention. But this tool is built in, as a way to rank, and then obviously you've got AI that's going to help you make sure that this ranks as well. Um, that is pretty wild, all these pages. I mean, and you're just cloning, right? You're just clicking the three dots
I
and
don't
hitting.
necessarily, well, I clone, if you want to go back to the yeah, let's see. Yeah, there it is. Individual core
This
clone
one.
has, that's where I start. And then I add in the H1, the H2, and the H3, the header
Yeah.
one, header two, and it'll make it different.
Yeah. Okay.
But that way I don't have to make the rest of the see all the parallax in the background with the earth and all that crap. Um, all I've got is my nav bar, and then I add in right above that all of my lettuce right above all
Hmm.
of the Elijah Edwards. I'll have a special H1 because that's all that's required is your H1,
Yeah.
H2 is really what Google is looking at.
Just for people that don't know what that is, like H1, H2, H1 is the first header that Google is going to search for on a website. So you've got to have what's called a H1 tag, which is a header of a website, and the header of the website's got to be called something you want to rank it for. So a lot of the time people make mistakes by their header doesn't reflect their business, and
Yep.
obviously yours is, and obviously that's how it's going to, continue to rank.
Or they'll put multiple H1s thinking that's going to get them to rank higher. You don't want more than one H1.
Yeah. And then obviously the chat widget thing, which is where
Yep.
you're getting all your leads, is the thing that popped up when we were on there, which is this thing, which is fully customizable.
Yeah, which I'm not even utilizing to the maximum.
Yeah,
There's so much in follow-up Spark um, that I haven't even, I want to say I haven't even grazed the surface. In fact, that's my meetings when I do meet with Richard, is how I can use something more effectively in Spark.
yeah.
And I mean, it's just a godsend tool. With that and ChatGPT and Richard Barker, that's why I am where I am.
So Kev, is there anything else, tip wise or action step wise that anybody watching this can actually start to do right away, or take away some actionable steps?
Well, yeah, I mean, one thing you mentioned there about the setting up your Google profile. So I'm just putting a quick PDF in the chat there. So there's instructions there. There's a video and there's templates to go to Canva so you can create your own Google posts. And as I said, there's a 12-minute video embedded within that actual PDF there that I'm sharing. That would be a great place to start because essentially what you're doing on Google Business Profile, you're then doing on a grander scale when you're doing all of these landing pages. Because obviously it's appeasing Google and the searches that are out there. My other tip would be get familiar with ChatGPT or whatever AI you're using. Now, I do a lot of work for a lot of hypnotherapists who are selling stuff on their websites. The amount of times now that I see the source of a sale come from a ChatGPT
Yes.
recommendation is amazing. So ChatGPT actually recommending somebody's services and then they're buying it, but it actually shows that that's where the recommendation within the analytics. So ChatGPT is actually referring people, sending people to people's websites. That's really, really valuable. The more you use it, the more it learns about you. The more it learns about you, the more it's going to be aware of what you do and how you can serve your audience. And I think the other thing is well, I know we've gone from global domination, and that might be all a little bit big for us to comprehend. It certainly is for me. If you just look at think of it like a pebble in a pond. Just think of the ripple effect. This is an opportunity to drop a pebble. All right, drop a pebble and just go for that first ripple and do the work, which might be 6 landing pages that you create, and don't get too caught up in the naming of the landing pages and schema and all these things. Ask ChatGPT, what should I do next? I've created these
Yep.
pages. Ask what to do next, and it'll tell you. I did this exact step by step questioning for a client of mine who's in a completely different industry in Toronto. And I said, if my client wanted to dominate his industry in Toronto and beyond, what would be the step by step process that I should take? It recommended 50 landing pages. It gave the names of the cities for the landing pages in which to do, and it told the first steps. Now, stop there and say, now write the copy for the page that is going to go to Brampton. And it'll write the copy. And all of a sudden, you're learning along the side of ChatGPT. It isn't overwhelming. It's really simple because it just kind of like guides you in a simple way. And you can even say, I really don't understand this very well. I want some help. Can you simplify it for me? Can you give it as a metaphor or something like that? And it will. But I did that for the client. It took 5 minutes. It gave him a full breakdown of how he can dominate his industry. After that, there's 6 months of work. I mean, I said to him, there's 6 months of work here to do. But ChatGPT gave him all of that information in a matter of minutes. And it was so concise. We were both really, really surprised. So, it's a level fit playing ground. You are at the turning point of a revolution as far as being visible online. And those that take the opportunity, these simple steps, and drop that pebble and start to do that work, those that do that are already 2, 3, 4, 5 times more searchable than people who aren't even considering it. So that would be
I,
really my.
and I've got a quick example of that, which I'll just quickly show.
Hmm.
And then just to conclude, it's we're going to spend more effort and more time on this on the workshop in London if you can make it, because we've realized that some of the things we need to take out and some new things we need to put in. And this is a heavy that there's definitely a need for this because in just a short couple of months you can be number one in all these towns and cities. So we're changing a little bit of the teaching. Elijah's going to be at the workshop in London in February. But I just want to show you this because what you just said there, Kev, is exactly what I was just doing with ChatGPT. So over, where are we? Not there, that's you. There. Give me a list of the 10 best comedy hypnotists in the world and boom, because you have to train it. You see that?
Hmm.
Right up the top. Now, that's what other people are putting in there as well. So there's a couple of things, Boris, was it Anthony, John, Kevin. There's a Brit, Grant, Salish. But the thing is, you need to be on this list. So the way you get on that list is what we're just talking about. If you get on that list and one of your clients types in who's the best hypnotherapist in Essex, you need to be on that list, or in the Isle of Man or wherever you are. You need to be on the list. And the way you get on the list is you train ChatGPT and Claude and Grok to get you on the list. And then obviously you've got to have all these, the funnels and a presence, and obviously social media posting. You want to be doing that every day. But that's not a lot of work. I mean, really, ChatGPT can write your social media posts. It can bulk create 50, and then you can create 50 graphics, bulk create using Canva, which is what Kev's teaching in February. And you also have a PDF on that, don't you? How to do that.
Mhm.
And so now you've got 50 graphics, 50 posts. You've got your website and funnels that match. You've got your Chat GPT search where you're now appearing. And then that is how people are actually looking for hypnotists now. That's how they're looking. They're on their phone. They've got Chat GPT on their phone. They're typing in into Google or into ChatGPT, who is the best hypnotherapist near me to help me with anxiety. And if you've already, done your homework like we've just talked about here, you're always going to appear. So then you're going to get more clients, and that's really it. It's
And I'm
about
Another real quick
retention.
word is your search parameter. Who is the number one comedy hypnotist. Okay, we've got that list, but I chose who's the number one searched. There is none. It's me.
That's great.
Well, if you say you're the number one searched in Kent, guess what? Everybody's coming to you on a funnel
Yeah.
because I want to be the guy that gets searched. I want to be the guy people are coming to. Number one can go out the window, but the search is popular.
Mm.
Sorry, I'll hop back in my
No,
cave.
that's a great point.
Yes, 100%.
Someone's
Any final questions?
Yeah, somebody's just asked if it was recorded. It is recorded. If you want to get the recording, then we have that within Therapy Business Club membership area. I've put the link in there in the chat. If you aren't in Therapy Business Club, then we have got a 14-day offer where you can get in for $1. And that includes 2 live trainings like this over that fortnight that you're in. A fortnight, by the way, for those in America is 2 weeks. I'm forever saying it, and then people think, a fortnight. But yeah, so you can join Therapy Business Club for $1. Gives you access to all the resources. You get 50% off in the shop as well with all of the things that we've got in there. Then after that, it's like $39 a month. So great value, incredible resources, and that's where the recording goes. I know I'm seeing a lot of people who are already in the membership, but for those who aren't, then there's a great opportunity for just $1. This has been we didn't really know what to expect. Elijah and I have met once. Obviously, Elijah and Richard know each other well. It's great to bring in people who are crushing it, who are having successes, people who have got a 60-hour-a-week job already, because I can't hear anybody saying, oh, well, it's okay, he's got all the time in the world, or I only have so many hours free. It's about doing the work. You don't have to go for world domination. You can just go for your local stuff and then scale it. And as you build the success, you could pay somebody to do that work for you as well. If you hate technology and you just want to really get on with, the idea is that you're that busy with your clients that you pay somebody else. Obviously, you're earning a much higher rate per hour than the people that you're paying to do your marketing. That scalability is there, and enjoy what you're doing. But you've got to make a start, and this is a great place to start. You've got knowledge here that only a handful of people know about.
I think once you've got all your funnels, like just cloning them all, and once you sort of have the system set up, it becomes a little bit of a game, to see what other
Yes.
areas you can show up in and what other little
Yeah.
towns and things. And then, like you said, I mean, at this point, it's all just copy and paste, isn't it, really? And asking
Yep.
ChatGPT, it's just getting off the starting blocks and getting used to knowing what to ask. And then maybe you just do one a week
Mm.
and you start to
I
end up
started with
with,
10 cities. 10
yeah, there
cities.
you go. Yeah. Because for me, because the thing is, if you're making more money by doing it, why wouldn't you want to do it more to make more money? It just makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Any last questions? Because I know we've gone over time, well and truly, but I mean, it's been worth it. I think, we needed to get all of that in. So any last questions coming up from anyone? Amanda?
So I know you're using follow-up Spark. Do you have to use that? Or is there some other way?
You can do it manually with a WordPress site and build out pages. It's not going to give you as much functionality, and if you do have a website, you're then going to need an autoresponder, email delivery system, and there's all tools to put in there. You will find that if you're running a business and you're doing your own marketing, then you're probably spending more on individual tools than
Yes.
than you would be paying for one CRM,
Yep.
one system. But it's available whether you build small to start with and then scale up once you start to bring some business in, and you're not tied in for any length of time. You can just stop paying for it, and then that's it. Obviously, what you've built in there is gone. But you're not like, I was talking to somebody the other day who tied themselves into 12 months of something, and they've used it for a month and then just got frustrated with it, and that's it. All the money's gone. You're only you
Yeah.
paying for it as you use it, essentially.
The way I've learned to answer something like that, because it's the same with anything. I've just done a house renovation in London, and I can do my own painting. I mean, I can. I'll do an average job. It'll be okay. Or I hire a painter. The painter came in and took 4 hours. I would take 2 days. So I hired the painter. So what I've just learned in my sort of world, and marketing included, I just want the best tools and the best resources and the best people, because I know it's gonna, success loves speed, and this is the fast way. There's a fast way and a slow way. And a couple of years ago, a guy asked this on a live training on a marketing seminar, and it was the same. That the slow way, it's going to take you 3 years perhaps, and the fast way, you can press some buttons and might actually take you 6 months. It just depends on what money are you what money are you risking losing doing it a slower or a harder way than paying a bit up front. It's cost a bit more initially, but it fast tracks you. And even when you go to Disney World, do you want the fast track pass for the ride? Or do you want to wait in line 2.5 hours in the queue because that's the size of the queue? And now they charge for the fast pass. I'm always going to pay for the fast pass because I haven't got time to wait in line for 2, 3 hours in a queue. So I'm always going to
Yeah.
take that.
I understand that it's good because it covers sort of everything, and everything is linked, and it's got a lot of facilities, if you like. But I have looked at this. I have looked at CRMs before, like Kajabi
Yeah,
and things like that, and I just found it was so complicated. I just couldn't get my head around it.
yeah.
So I
Pam,
think
if I can do this,
so I mean I've sat and looked at it and just become
Richard has banged his head
really
up against the wall so many times thinking, that idiot, he does, what do you mean? He doesn't even know how to open an email. I
on
mean,
on things like this and Kajabi, there are a lot of different ones out there. Kajabi, Follow Up Spark. There's a whole bunch of others where you've only got one username and a password. You log in, and then there's a mountain of things that it does, and it becomes really overwhelming. And the best way to tackle something like that is, with Follow Up Spark, you get unlimited coaching calls.
yes.
And Maya does a bunch of these calls, and you just book one or two a week, or even just one every other week, and then you prioritize what it is you want to do. So whatever your priority might be, it could be building a website, it could be creating a funnel specific to the area that you live in, or the niche target that you want to focus on. Whatever that is, that's what you focus on. And then you ignore the fact that it sells courses, the fact that you can sell products, the fact that you can do Google Business Profile. Just ignore all that and email campaigns, and just focus in on the one or two things you want to do immediately, because everybody's different. So if your priority is not to build a website and your priority is to do email campaigns, just focus on email campaigns and just get good at that, email campaigns. And then you've got a coach with you, which is Maya, which sort of shows, step by step like this, how to do it. And most of the time, she's really very kind, and she'll just do it for you because it's faster for you, and it's just easier, and quicker. Um, so that's the way to approach something like that. Whereas when you buy something like Wix or WordPress, or, unless you've sort of hired Kev or Ewan or something like that, you're actually on your own, and it's going to take you longer. So I think whenever I buy software, if it's got added coaching calls built in and then of no charge, it doesn't cost me anything. That's how I'm going to learn the system,
Mm.
by utilizing the coaching, and get one call a week or every other week. And if it's just me building, I want to build a new website with keywording like what Elijah's just done, then that becomes the focus, and I ignore everything else it does.
Yeah. Focus on
Otherwise, you
one
just
thing.
yeah, otherwise you get buried, don't you? Just do one thing
Yeah.
at a time.
Yeah.
So that's really the benefit. There's a fast way, there's a slow way, there's an easy way, and there's a hard way in everything in life, I think, pretty much.
Yep.
And it just depends where you're at with all that. Um, I like to go the fast way. Success loves speed. I don't like to take 3 years to write a book. I like to take 6 weeks, things like that, because then I can sell it faster. Doesn't have to be perfect. That can be edition three or two, but you really just got to take action, pull the trigger, and do something.
Yep, make that decision.
Yeah, not knowing what your website is currently, but just doing something. If it's old or it's on Wix or something like that, might be time for a fresh start in 2026.
Yeah, definitely.
So hopefully that helps.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've covered so much. As I say, the recording will be available within Therapy Business Club. I would like to thank Elijah and Richard for coming along, and also everybody else that has come
Yes.
along to make this a live event. Thank you for coming along as well, and for your patience, because it's gone over time. I've learnt some new stuff. They do say that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, you bloody can, because I learn new stuff every day. And how refreshing is that? It doesn't matter where you are on this journey. You can get started and you can hit the ground running with the right, going back to what Elijah said at the beginning, with the right teachers and support and the right tools. Massive advantage. Thank you, everybody, so much. It has been a pleasure. And yeah, I think that's about it. Elijah, any last words?
Just make the decision and envision your world. Like I'm 63 and I'm going for world domination. Make Kent. If you've got that county of Kent, that's your world. Go get it. That's my thing. Go get it.
Wonderful. Any last words, Richard?
No, I think that's a good way to close. Yeah, well done, mate. That was great.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
You too. Bye.
Bye
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
bye. There we go.
Okay.
Great
Yeah.
stuff.
Good
There you
job,
go.
man. That was awesome.
That was brilliant, Elijah.
Well
Thank
That
done.
you,
was
and
fun.
thank you, Richard. That was absolutely great. I mean,
That was
I
really
did,
good.
I did realise about half an hour in. Holy shit! There is so much information to take on board here,
Yeah, it's a
um,
lot.
and I think we really kind of condensed it
Yeah,
well. I think we really condensed it well. You've got a lot of people thinking,
yeah.
"Shit, I can do this."
What I liked about this was real world examples were given to them over and over again
Yeah,
Yep. Repetitive.
using searches, ChatGPT,
Google
real world
business.
money making opportunities. It's real world stuff.
yeah,
This isn't some shit we're just making up and some and I'm glad you said about the fake gurus because we're all sick of them,
mm,
the fake gurus, because they're not doing what they're teaching. But right here is like real world,
yeah.
real stuff, that actually works.
That's really the only thing that fires me up is those people, and I'm not even going to say the names
No,
here,
I
even though
already
I've
know. I
got
already
friends.
know.
They suck.
Well, I think we should fill a few more places on the training
It'd
there.
be silly not to, even
Yeah,
if they're watching the replay of this,
yeah.
because we've only got 3 spots to fill and shouldn't have a problem filling them.
No, no.
I
No,
wouldn't think.
I think, and as I say, we've got a little bit of time. Some people might even go over the time and think, oh shit, I'm going to come and pay the full price anyway.
Yeah.
Because, what do you get for that amount of money? You get
That is the
fuck all.
best deal that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
is
mean,
it's the lowest.
yeah,
there's nothing like this.
no.
I mean, dare I say the name that I will not say,
No, I don't.
Sands. Oh
Hey,
my
I'm
God.
wondering, Elijah, when you come over to London,
Mhm.
when are you going back home?
When do you want me to go back home?
Well, I'm wondering if we can't do an extra day for those that want it. I mean, not really promote or advertise it, but just something that maybe if you're there an extra day in London, that can be a deep dive in just this stuff.
Yeah,
And
we can do that.
we could probably
Dusty, you're an hour late.
Yeah,
We
sorry,
could
sorry, love, you're not coming in.
it could it could probably be because I mean I would love an extra day to just talk about this. I don't know about you
That's
guys.
fine. I can add another day.
Just for my own sort of my own selfish reasons. And then maybe this is something where, we can record or maybe this becomes a
Well, I
product
could be a
down the
little
line,
bit
Kev, for you and
more
I or something.
prepared too, um, as far as sharing things and have some sort of concise idea of where we're headed. And I think I scared them as far as with the global thing. The
Not
world
No,
really.
begins in their
No, you
no,
never.
backyard.
no, I don't think so. I think the
You
idea is
never.
start big and just pare it back.
Yeah.
And I think that was a good approach to say this is
Yeah.
what you've done on your own. Um, so if you can do this on your own, then just a little county
Yeah.
seems like a
By
very
the
achievable
time we
thing.
get to London, you are not going to believe what I've got cooking as far as every solitary website is going to be so perfect.
I
I'm
mean,
doing
I
it
mean,
right
listen, you're
now.
a you're in a small, I know where you are in Ohio. You're in a small Ohio town near Michigan,
Yeah,
small town, and yet you're showing up in fucking Hong Kong.
Yeah.
yeah. And
That's
I ain't never
nuts.
been to Hong Kong ever.
So that's the thing that blows my mind that even doing the little thing, you showed up as a London comedy hypnotist in London, England, and of course, you've never been here, have you?
No. And here's the other thing. And I'm not dissing you, Richard. Why the fuck isn't Frasier scaling bigger? Come on, man.
Who? Well,
Frasier.
yeah, well, he's took a different route that he's got another route that I can't disclose yet.
Okay.
But there's a
Because I
reason
like
why
that kid.
we
I
had to
like that
come
kid.
we had to come off the gas on a bunch of his SEO just because he's got a different opportunity that requires it.
Well,
So
good for him. Good
yeah,
for him.
but he's going to be
Well,
all over the TV soon. You'll see him. So
well, it's been a joy.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Yeah,
yep.
absolutely brilliant. And yeah, keep me posted on how those places are going. And yeah, great
You
work.
guys need anything, just hit me up. Tell me what, and Richard, just let me know what you need, and I'll get to work on it.
Thanks,
Are you
Elijah.
posting this in the group, Kev, or is there a way to? Because I emailed my list, and obviously when they click on this and it's ended, is there some kind of link I could send them to? Because I know there's a bunch of people. That might be a good
Yeah,
way of them signing up for
yeah,
your group or something.
yeah. I mean, I do normally put these into Therapy Business Club Facebook group,
Yeah,
but obviously people have to be a member to get it. I mean, I don't mind making it available so
yeah.
that people I
Just
can
put it
put.
in and then I'll share the link to the
I'll,
Facebook group.
well, it's a private Facebook group and they've got to be members. So how about I just put it in for you? I'll put this onto Vimeo. I've got a little folder for you for Vimeo. I'll put it into Vimeo for you and I'll actually send you and I'll upload it separately to there and you can share it with your private people.
Well, wouldn't it be better if they joined your group though? Because I mean, it doesn't cost anything, does it?
It's a quid. They're members. Therapy Business Club. The Hypnosis Business Club is the free one, but
The
Yeah, you
Facebook
wouldn't
one.
want
yeah,
people like me sneaking around in there.
Therapy Business Club is our paid one. That's where I tend to put these
Okay,
recordings.
okay,
I will just give you the link for you to share with your people if you want,
okay. All right.
and then you can share it and do what you want with it.
Well, the only thing I was thinking was it would be like a good membership drive just for the free Facebook community to get my people in there, and
Yeah,
then that way they get exposure to your business club.
let's do that.
Yeah, do that because
Yeah,
then they're going to join your Facebook group for free. They're
yeah,
going to then start to see all your stuff that you've
yeah,
got, and
yeah.
then you'll
Let's
get
do
some
that.
more clients.
Let's do that as a stepping stone. Yeah, good
Yeah,
thinking. I'll tell you, and I won't be sending it to him to put in there. I'll just put
and
it into the
yeah, and then that way they've got to do something to get it, and I'll just share the business link, Facebook, your Facebook group,
Hypnosis
and that
Business
way
Club.
we're going to
Yeah,
get more sign-ups for that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, that's good because that's our kind of like outside email list, really, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah,
wonderful, great stuff.
cool. All
All
right,
right,
guys.
I'm gonna have some
Well
dinner.
done, mate, Elijah.
Yeah, thank
All
you
right.
so much, Elijah. Yeah, I might be passing my son's your details to my son. He might want to pick your brains a little bit because
Feel free.
he's starting to build out my coaching, my three principles coaching presence online. He's working on it today. We've got 5 landing pages being built today.
Nice.
I've made videos for each one separately,
That's awesome.
and he's going to start doing that because I want to be dominating the 3P coaching world.
Nice.
There's a hope, but
My only request is this, Elijah. I want you. I keep calling Dave. I can call you Dave now. I want you to rank me number one as the comedy stage hypnotist in London.
Okay.
'Cause I don't want your ass
I'll
showing
get
up.
I can pull my presence from there.
brilliant. How about that for it's like the mafia, isn't it? And I want my territory back.
Because
Well,
when you come
otherwise
over,
you're going to get whacked.
yeah, if I'm not number one by the time you come to London, comedy's hypnotist, I'm going to take you to the fucking blind beggar public house, and I'm going to take you in their back room. And if the
Show
door opens and some couple of London gangsters walk in and threaten to feed you to the pig farm,
Oh, no.
He's not kidding. It really exists.
it really exists.
Right. Good night, both of you.
Take
You
care.
bet. You guys say have a good evening.
You
Cheers, guys.
take care.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.